Yeah, Crazy LOCS right here. For reals though, yeah, no. Much love to the fans, much love to the women. Now LOCS is gonna speak on this. You know what I'm saying? Straight up though, shout goes out to them ghetto girls. You know, as what's the difference between a cunt and a slut? And a bitch and a woman and a man and a boy. LOCS gonna speak on this, you know. What's the difference between a cunt and a slut and a bitch and a woman? A slut and a bitch and a cunt gets manipulated by a boy as a woman keeps on pushing with them things. What's the difference between a boy and a man? A boy is misled with them things, you know, straight up though, and a hypocrite with them things as a man keeps on pushing with them things and stand tall. Does it so good, does it so great as Crazy LOCS gotta stay on the grind and not stop, gotta continue to bring that style. I just the LOCS can't quit, fuck them suckers that ain't kind. Crazy LOCS straight keeping it so real within them rhymes as he spits so raw, straight up though. What's the difference between a cunt and a slut and a bitch and a woman with things? A cunt, a slut, and a bitch gets manipulated by a boy with things, you know, straight up though. A woman stays persistent, stays pushing with things for reals though, not trip. Does it so good, so great as they stay on the grind. What's the difference between a boy and a man with things? A boy is a hypocrite with things. A man keeps on pushing with things. As Crazy LOCS gotta be persistent, gotta keep on pushing from the streets to the gym, gotta continue to stay on the grind as he don't PIRT backwards vocabulary so abusive, enjoying his Jesus image coming so lyrical. Let's change up the angle cause I wants to. Crazy LOCS keeping it so true with all his troops as he can't stop, gotta continue to bring that style within things, you know, for reals though, not trip. Gotta continue to keep on doing it good, gotta continue to keep on doing it great as he stays on the grind. He never gonna stop bringing that style within things, straight up though, not trip. Gonna continue to keep on doing it good, gonna continue to be on the grind for reals though, you know, straight up though. The LOCS can't quit with the things, he got to stand tall. What's the difference between a cunt and a slut and a bitch and a woman with things? A cunt, a slut, and a bitch gets manipulated by a boy with things. A woman keeps on pushing with things. What's the difference between a boy and a man? A boy is a hypocrite that's misled. Hope you heard what I said while I bring the style as the LOCS continue to keep on doing what he does. Not a doubt, gonna continue to keep on doing it great, you know. LOCS keeping it so real as he spits so raw within things, as he can't stop, as he don't worry within things, as everything he does is within a purpose, as he stand tall. I give them haters no time, no service as I continue doing what I does. Y'all know the deal while I spit, while I bring the style. What's the difference between a cunt and a slut and a bitch and a woman? A cunt, a slut, and a bitch gets manipulated by a boy as a woman stays persistent with things. What's the difference between a boy and a man? A boy is a hypocrite that's misled as a man keeps pushing with things, stand tall. Yeah, shout goes out to the fans as it don't stop, won't stop, you know, straight up though, you know what I'm saying? To them ghetto girls that want to push with the fans and the women, y'all welcome, you know what I'm saying? No love to the fuck boys, you know what I'm saying? Much love to the fans, to the women. LOCS gonna keep doing what he does from the streets to the gym, enjoying his Jesus image. God bless the fans. Yeah.